Hey, great, Tony. Ready for another great week of sports action. Gonna lose some playoff teams this week for sure. So we're getting into the nitty gritty here, if you will. But there'll be plenty of Major League Baseball throughout. I mean, come on, we're only 3 weeks in.
Still a lot to go in Major League Baseball. Had a really good baseball season last season. Looking forward to this year. And some peripheral sports. I know we delved into WNBA with that WNBA video series you had and whatnot. Sometimes we looked a little bit at CFL as well. So we'll keep you busy. And of course, there's a lot of 15 games a day, 5 days a week in baseball is a lot. And then you have your shorter cards on Monday and Thursday. So we'll be plenty busy here in the summer. And of course, peripheral sports will keep us busy as well. So of course, we got those big tennis tournaments coming up. There's a lot of focus there. Some of the soccer action as well for some. So guys, keep an eye up. All right, Ramon, here we go. Baseball today. Pretty good matchup. Good pitching matchup today, even one tomorrow. We have Yankees and Twins tonight. The Twins favored here, minus 149, total 7.5.
Hey, you're a tough boss, Tony. You're gonna keep these sports coming, keep me busy. All right, I'll take it. Let's talk about this one. Hey, the Yankees and the Twins. Well, we know the common storyline, if you will, between these two teams. The Yankees dominate the Twins, but is it shifting just a little bit given the situation? The Yankees still have the better record coming into the season series here. Yankees are 6 games back, of course. However, to Tampa Bay, they're 13-9. Sending Johnny Brito out there on the mound, 2-1 with a 4.05 ERA. Yankees have won 3 of his 4 starts this season. Yankees are, in a decent situation here. I mean, they've won 5 of their last 8 games. Minnesota, they're a little bit opposite right now, the way things have been going, struggling a little bit more, but they're in first place right now, 1 game up in the division with their 12-10 record, 1 game ahead of the Guardians. So, what'll happen today when these two teams meet? Well, Sonny Gray, the former Yankee, when they signed him back, I want to say in uh, 2017. They were looking for this kind of Sonny Gray, I think. Gray right now 2-0 with a 0.82 ERA. He looks absolutely terrific out there right now. Was able to defeat Boston in his last start with 5 innings pitched and 1 earned run. A little bit of tough series for Minnesota. They just lost 2 of 3 to the I don't know, woeful Washington Nationals, and they've also lost 6 of their last 8 games. Yankees, they, of course, had a rough start. This is going to be well noted by everyone today. Brito gave up 7 runs against Minnesota in a start earlier. He has come back since and, went up against the Angels, 1 run, 3 hits, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts in 4 1/3 innings against the Angels. But people are going to point to that start that he had against Minnesota when he gave up 7 runs in the first inning, a really disastrous start. While I don't expect that today, I do think the Twins are still slotted in a pretty good position here today against the Yankees. Minnesota in this one. I don't. They've gotten Jorge Polanco back recently, so maybe things are looking up a little bit. Yankees have lost 5 straight series openers. I will note that when these two teams met in that series just recently, it was a 4-game split, so no real advantage there. Yankees kind of interesting, Tony. We know that they're the Bronx Bombers, but they're fourth in home runs with 29 home runs. They're also up there in stolen bases, so they don't hit very well. They're hitting about 230, about 21st, 22nd in the league, but they're fourth in home runs. They also have 22 stolen bases. That's not bad for the Yankees, really. Minnesota doesn't. I talked about how I expect stolen bases to be up. Well, Minnesota doesn't have any team speed, that's for sure. But they've been doing it with extra base hits, especially against right-handed pitching. 79 extra base hits so far this season for Minnesota against right-handed pitching. They definitely seem to fare better against right-handers, or at least better contact. They have a lower K rate against right-handed bats. So kind of looking for Minnesota with Sonny Gray to have a pretty good start. I like Gray in this spot today. Um, for Gray, I don't know if he's resurrecting his career, if he's in the prime of his career. We know that he's had stints throughout his career where he's certainly been solid. It just didn't work out for him when in his 2 seasons in New York. No doubt about that. I thought it would be better for Sonny Gray as a Yankee, but it just didn't necessarily pan out. So I look for Minnesota. Maybe I wanted to go premium here with this one, Tony. The series history isn't bothering me right now anymore between these two teams. I think Minnesota's a pretty good team. Um, I don't know if there's going to be any mental blocks with these guys going up against the Yankees right now. I think maybe they've gotten past that a little bit. And I think a guy like Sonny Gray out there certainly gives them stability in this game to be able to beat the Yankees. But the reason why I couldn't get it in as a premium, I think, is the price. So that's why I'm going to give it out on the show. I certainly think this one was probably I thought it would come lower. In fact, it did come lower. I mean, it opened as low as I want to say $1.25, $1.30, but boy, it sure is a big public favorite, and that's what I kind of wanted to talk about here with you. Right now, I'm laying more chalk right now than I'm usually used to. It did take me a little bit of adjustment since I'm kind of an underdog guy first and foremost. I like to look dog and under, and then work my way back from there. But one thing I've been talking about on our show, Tony, is the fact that public favorites are in a good groove right now. So I don't think the bookmakers are, shaking in their boots or in their cleats or anything right now. But here's a Minnesota team that opened $1.25 and $1.30, and now, they're up to what, $1.55, $1.60 in this game against the New York Yankees. That seems kind of outrageous. Sure, Yankees have a pretty deep injury list right now. Some injuries that are certainly weighing on them with Stanton out of the lineup and Donaldson out of the lineup and some others, and some pitching issues as well with the Yankees. But for me, the Twins playing good enough ball certainly to be able to get this one done. And just Tony, what I've seen so far is public favorites. I mean, there's just no other way to describe it. These are, popular teams. Maybe they won't be. Maybe you won't classify them a public favorite because of the season series. But I think the line itself would show. I don't think these are necessarily, sharps pounding the books here. I just think that they people see Sonny Gray's numbers. Uh, you know, Yankees certainly doing well. I mean, they're fine right now, no problem, no panic, despite trailing the Rays at this point. But I don't know if I see any other reason uh, other than maybe that pitching matchup as to why the public has gravitated so heavy. I look at some of the ticket count sites. You're probably seeing 2/3 of the action today on Minnesota. If anything, maybe that's a buy sign for a lot of people on the Yankees, but hard to ignore this big line move, and I can't do it. Uh, I have been laying some chalk with my clients, if you will, on the packages, and that's kind of resurrected the baseball after I was trying to play my usual game, especially early on in the season, thinking that there'd be teams that were going to be hit by the public. That hasn't been the case to me, Tony. I see public favorites right now very strong. In fact, over the last nearly 2 weeks, public favorites, if you take those ticket counts into consideration, hitting nearly 75%. On a lot of these games. So willing to do it again here today and take the Twins. Maybe these are opportunities to kind of erase some of those uh, demons, if you will, from all the wins the Yankees have put over on the Twins over the past couple of seasons, because we know that it has been one of the more dominating series in all of baseball when it comes to these two teams. But I'm going to roll with Sonny Gray today. Minnesota's lost 6 of their last 8 games, and like I said, they just did lose 2 out of 3 to Washington. So maybe there's hesitation for some people there, but 30 cents, Tony, 30, 35 cent move here on Minnesota. I'm not saying it's necessarily sharp action. I think it feels like the public. We're going to take Minnesota today and lay a favorite against the Yankees. Hmm.
Yep, 4 hours before game time, even earlier than that, we've seen the move here. I think it's definitely. I think the public. I think the handle really gets higher when we get closer to game time here. This is just kind of initial. I don't know how much
What
public
would be on the Yankees up?
on the Yankees here. I think. Well, I don't know. It's again. Stanton is a huge bat in that Yankees lineup, no doubt. Also, too, the Yankees lineup did not look good in that Toronto series, scoring 5 runs in those 3 games. I know they threw Manoah, and I know they threw Bassett yesterday, but still, the Yankees offense did not show much well. And again, it's just you're going back to Sonny Gray. I know those numbers when you have an ERA under one, that may be enough for people. But again, I would warn folks, in that regard, is look at the Twins hitting. I mean, the Yankees and Twins almost have the same profile. Great defense, but the offense has been kind of a bit ragged here. Yankees 20th in runs scored, Twins 21st in runs scored. They're in the 20s here, in the 20s here in hitting, as you mentioned. So they almost have pretty much the same profile.
Yeah, and the Twins will be mixing up their lineup today. Their lineup is in Kepler, Correa, Polanco, Buxton, Larnach, Miranda, Gallo, Vasquez, and Taylor. So a little bit of alternating there, lefty righty. So maybe Brito could have an advantage. I mean, Minnesota. Uh, their offense, like I said, they're producing extra base hits against right-handers, so they might be well slotted with some of these guys like Correa, Buxton, Miranda. These are the guys that I would expect to be able to get it done, but they also could have some tough spots in there with Kepler. And I want to give Jorge Polanco just a little bit of time, but so far he has looked like he's come back into the lineup and looking pretty good. He went 3 for 4 with a home run and 2 RBI in that game on Sunday. So pretty good return as Polanco missed the first 19 games of the season. So maybe he'll stabilize that lineup in that 3 spot a little bit now that he gets in. Behind Correa and in front of Buxton. So that's definitely something to look forward to. That's a big part, obviously, of that Minnesota lineup. So for the Yankees today, we don't know yet what they're going to be up to, but certainly, as you said, what they're missing. But Volpe, yeah, he's been a nice surprise so far to a certain extent. He's done some nice things. Uh, Judge will be fine. I think Rizzo, though, against Gray, I'm not
Now,
so
Ramon,
sure.
there's something also we got to add to this, and that's the weather. Although it's a slight wind, but we're going to look at a cold night in Minnesota, about 48 degrees.
Yeah. Well, when the game gets underway tonight, let's take a look. Probably, yeah, 48 to start and only getting colder. Certainly wind maybe not too significant left to right, 7 miles an hour. And then comes in straight in from left field near the end of the game. So you take a look at the total in the game tonight, and really it has dipped. Certainly, it opened mostly 8 everywhere, and now you're looking mostly at 8.5, so we're juiced down 8 under. So maybe expecting those numbers. Gray's not going to be able to keep this up all season, certainly. And for Johnny Brito, I don't know if the Yankees certainly have, they have definitely have a promise in him right now, but and that it's not going to happen again. I mean, he's not going to, get shelled for 7 runs. Couldn't really get anything going against that Twins lineup. And again, the narrative back in that series, I'm sure, as well as this series, has been the dominance. But again, they did end up splitting that 4 game set. So I got the Twins here tonight against the Yankees at home. That's what they need to build on, is getting wins against this team to put that long streak of not being able to get past them behind them. I mean, that series was back a few years ago now that people are referring to, but it's definitely carried over also into the regular season as well. So, got a guy like Sonny Gray out there, you're going to get a bulldog workmanlike effort. Uh, he's been very, very good so far, no doubt about it. We'll say, like I said, Yankees have lost 5 straight series openers. I don't know if people look into that. but it is something to note as well.
All right, Ramon here. Twins minus 155 against the Yankees. This one will have a start time here of 7:40 Eastern Time. All right, we'll get to let everybody know what's going on over at Tony's Picks. Shout out in the chat there with Latifa. Shout out to you, Latifa in the chat. Matt D, Blake in there as well. Let's take a look over at Tony's Picks right now. Ramon over at the side. As we know, the records are impressive. You can look at some of the multi-capper sites. You're not going to see anybody better than this with a 100-unit bet size, right? 6,438 units of profit for 2023. There's all documented over at Tony'sPicks.com. All right, remember, two in the NBA. We have some action as well on the ice. Baseball today, no day game, so we're looking at 11-game cards so far set to roll. What do you have going over at Tony's Picks?
Yeah, we'll take a look at some of these lineups today. It's important to me right now to get a few of these lineups. So what we have right now loaded up, there you see a 3-pack tonight. In the NHL, Tony, that's been where, I don't know if you've just erased all the sports. I guess you could say that it's arguable that most of my damage has come in the NHL. We know that's not quite how the game works, but the records would state that that's where I've been putting up most of my good numbers, and I've got a 3-pack tonight. In the NHL playoffs, in these games, Mindy and I got together today, talked about the playoffs on the morning steam, and I'm coming up with a 3-pack tonight in the NHL. So pick that one up for $30 over at Tony'sPicks.com and use that promo code TonyT at checkout to save 20%. Tony, so far this season in the NHL, I'm up 2078 here on the website. So since the first of the year, 112 wins, 83 losses. That is on top of last year's production where I was up 3,100 units. So 50 units of profit in the National Hockey League since we've started our multi-capper site about 16 months ago. NHL has been pretty great. So why not grab this 3-pack, see what all the hype is about with my picks, and grab the 3-pack there. Also in the NBA, the 2-game card, we had just gotten off the air, Tony, when the news about Giannis being probable for tonight's game came out. We didn't get a chance to cover it. Just as we got off the air, that news broke, and the line immediately went up, as you know, to 7 points here or so in that game tonight. I've got one game tonight right now in the NBA on my card, and that's my discount best bet. I'll give it the Tony's Picks treatment. The $15 discount best bet in the game in the NBA. Haven't done anything yet with one of the other games, but one game tonight is my best bet on the website, the $15 guaranteed best bet, and you get it over at Tony's Picks. Throw in the promo code TonyT at checkout, and you'll spend more on your refreshments tonight for the playoff games than you will on my discount best bet. So pick that one up at Tony'sPicks.com. My NBA discount best bet on the 2-game card tonight. Wow, Tony, Milwaukee and Minnesota, they're just, Milwaukee and Miami are just 3 games into the series, and you have some others. You have Brooklyn and Philadelphia closed out Brooklyn already. They're sitting on the sidelines, getting healthy a little bit with Embiid resting up and things like that. So see this sometimes in the NBA, the way they kind of go about things. Even Draymond was calling out. I don't know, he's calling out the NBA a little bit, but saying, boy, they really, are doing those West Coast teams a little bit of no favors, the way they're scheduling it, putting the Clippers playing every other night. Seems like the Lakers maybe getting a little bit of a break in the scheduling. I don't know what Draymond was talking about, but that was some of the
Oh, he
comments.
doesn't. He doesn't. He doesn't share an NHL arena. They got to share it with the Kings, so you got some playoff action going in there too. The Kings have. So some of these arenas have dates. They got concerts. They got all this other stuff. So you have to kind of, especially we're in springtime. So we got the concerts out there. Who knows what else goes on in these arenas? So you got to, Draymond just speaks out of a player's perspective. He doesn't see things as an overall picture. Just see the whole overall picture.
Yeah, we saw it at the crypt the other night. They 2 nights ago they had the early basketball game and had to turn around and change the court out and hide hide all the banners, hide all the Laker banners. I think it was, and the Clippers played, or vice versa, whatever it was. You have to do a little bit. You got to make sure Taylor Swift's banners up there showing everybody. But yeah, 2 games in one night at that arena does create some logistical problems, and the Kings in the playoffs as well. So I don't know. I always rely on Draymond for my expert opinions, Tony. That's what makes me the top handicapper that I am today. People like Draymond giving me the
Well,
advice.
if you
Anyway,
would have swept your opponent, you would have had rest. So there you go. You would that's it. You would have swept your opponent four. You would have had rest. So there's nothing to complain about. So get on board with Ramon, guys. You see the plays up there. He's got his 3-pack from the NHL. He also has his NBA Playoff Monday discount best bet. Get on board with that promo code TonyT at checkout. You'll save 15% off. Also, the long-term passes will serve you well. That one, whatever Ramon's running, get that 1 month pass, right? Get all Ramon's premium plays for 30 days. You'll get coverage here from the NBA playoffs. Get you into the third round of the playoffs as well. Also in the NHL as well. And of course, all the baseball peripheral sports. Ramon will be in action here with peripheral sports. He always has, coming off a monster at UFC card. He'll always have UFC plays for you on the UFC weekends. Sometimes he delves into Bellator, if you would. Sometimes he delves into tennis. He delves sometimes into soccer as well. So guys, get on board with Ramon. Remember that promo code TonyT at checkout will save you 20% off. That'll take on that 1 month pass. You'll save $66. You do the math on the rest of them, but the 1 month pass, $66. You can access Ramon's page by clicking the link you see in the description. Click the All Cappers tab. You'll land right on Ramon's page. Go ahead and get signed up. All right, Ramon, we also put together a Twitter account for you over at Tony's Picks Ramon. You control the key punches there. It's Ramon's in control of that Twitter account we set up for him. Tony's Picks Ramon. Morning steam with the archive show today. Off tomorrow, but Ramon will do the entire rundown. Mornings, not a little rundown. He'll do the rundown for you here on Game Day Picks. As there's no show tomorrow with the morning team. It's their day off. So Ramon will be here giving you a full rundown on the entire sports card for tomorrow. So tune into Game Day Picks for that. Also more on the Discord. And of course, what else did we cover? We got the Twitter too, right? Okay.
yeah, and you talk about those other sports, so that's where we'll be going, Tony. I know you always, hey, let's tell Ramon, give him a little hint, and you will, Tony. You're going to see more other sports because I want to keep winning, and we're going to be losing some of these teams, and we're going to get into the long summer months. So, I'll be looking at more Major League Soccer, other sports, yeah, some of those WNBA, CFL. We'll get into some of that. We got to keep these units up in time for football season. The summer gets long. Once we get out of hockey, once we get out of basketball, we got to fill those 75 days or so that we, before we start working out with the football teams, even getting preseason together. But we'll find winners, no doubt about it. So subscribe to my picks over at Tony's Picks. I'll find another winner for you tonight over on the Twitter account. Don't know where we're going with that yet, but we'll do it because I'm probably going to load up a baseball play with my baseball package and send it out via Twitter and share it on some other accounts as well, so we get some traction there. Definitely like the baseball card. Still wanted to see a few lineups. I haven't been able to really knock it out of the park yet, if you will, even though I am profitable so far this year in the major leagues. And like I said, I was neglecting those road favorites, and now I'm willing to hit some of these favorites a little bit, Tony, in the major leagues. So don't want to give it away. I don't think that'll clue anybody into what I'm doing, but I think anybody look back at my handicapper profile page a little bit of the last week or so. That's where I've been going. I've been staying with those favorites. That's really what can be the detriment of the casual bettor is in the long months is laying chalk in the major leagues. But right now the early returns will say that the favorites are really coming through, especially those big public favorites. Doesn't necessarily say it league wide, so you really got to pay attention with some of those those public percentages, if you will. So, all right. Yeah, Tony, follow me on Twitter. Pick up an extra play with me today. I'll be sharing that out there. Also, got plays loaded up on the website, Tony, with my sponsor video today. If you will, check that one out. I got kind of a unique one with the sponsor video today that'll keep you up late. Was able to score with my Australian rules football pick in the Discord. Last night, the other night, and I'm going to come up with another one there on my sponsored video today. Since I don't know, the card's kind of thin a little bit, and then also on the leaderboard video, Tony, where I talk about all the hot handicappers at Tony'sPicks.com. It's not an infomercial for me. We have other hot cappers going as well. Pretty deep leaderboard of late in the last 7 days and 30 days, and I have video for you as well with my leaderboard video today, and that one comes to you actually in the major leagues. So check it out over there at Tony'sPicks.com. And yeah, Tony, going to have a strong week this week. Try to keep that number up. I don't think Mr. 6400 doesn't have necessarily any kind of a roll off the tongue or anything like that. So let's go for 7. Might need an extra day to get. I don't know. We've only got 4 picks loaded up, and yeah, I'm going to come with a few more. So I guess we can get there today, but I can't always count on a sweep. So let's at least get up there close enough to that 7 dimes and make Tony keep saying new nicknames and whatnot. Try to keep it up there with these sports. A really good groove right now. Obviously, it back doing it again in the NHL. It's almost like clockwork. NBA doing pretty good as well, and really looking forward to paring down these teams a little bit, but. Don't want to lose too many games. Don't want to lose too many opportunities. And we saw Tony the extender, Scott Foster last night. Minnesota just kept finding a way, even though Denver kept coming back. Old Scotty Foster kept finding a way to keep maybe the Timberwolves involved. So you can't get paid on 5, 6, and 7 game series if you get a sweep. So the extender, Scotty Foster, getting in there and giving us some extra opportunities.
That's right, guys. Check out Ramon over at Tony's Picks. Is Ramon? And I guess it's G-Man finally got your payment. We got the leaderboard update up there. We got also the website sponsored video up there. So yeah, they paid. Good. So we're starting to see these videos up here. So Ramon's got it up there. So guys, go ahead and get on board here over at the site. Leaderboard sponsored video. They're renewed. I don't know I don't know why GM took so long with that, but anyway, he got it to him. So it's up there, guys. So get on board. Also, don't forget to visit Ramon over on the Discord. There's more. That's where the conversation continues over on the Discord. You'll find more picks, more commentaries, where the sports betting discussion continues. And of course, don't forget Ramon on the Twitter account, Tony6Ramon. And of course, that's where you'll find more content for Ramon. All right, Ramon, don't forget, guys, tune in. Especially the chat is chiming in. I think the word's getting out now about our Tuesday show, as we'll put the chat up there. The show is a must on Tuesday. That's right, Ramon with his rundown on Tuesday. There's no morning steam, but Ramon will be on Game Day Picks, giving a complete Major League Baseball rundown, NBA, NHL, the full rundown from Ramon, the top handicapper anywhere documented.
Oh,
Anywhere. I can't see anyone that uses 100-unit bets. There are guys out there that use 1,000-unit bets because they get no traffic to the website. We're in line with everyone. 100-unit bet size. Ramon with these numbers. He's going to be on Game Day Picks tomorrow, giving a complete rundown of every game on the board. Major League Baseball, NBA, NHL. So guys, tune in Game Day Picks there and get signed up. Matter of fact, make sure you like, subscribe, set notifications. When Ramon's on, you're on here to get those plays in real time. And of course, make sure you like, subscribe. Greatly appreciate it. So more people find out about the show. When you hit the like button, that gets the word out. All right, Ramon, as always, I great having your show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
yeah, thanks a lot for that, Tony, and those kind words. Look, I want to just add, Tony, you look at some of our cappers. I'm dealing in heavy volume. And when I'm on a roll, right, I'm going to get those type of results. And it's no different than some of our guys. Look, like you, Tony, I don't, give you a hard, I want to just say that I'm kind of catering to the casual better. Yeah, we want to step up our units, but you got to build it, right? I mean, people are gonna, if you have a shorter card, those people got to step it up a little bit. So, hey, get on board with me. Let me give you some volume. Let me build your bankroll. You can also branch out and get those other cappers that are dealing in just as strong a percentage as I am here on the site, Tony. No doubt about it. It's just that I'm going to try to keep you involved and let you play a little bit and let you diversify your card a little bit and build on a percentage. So we got a pretty strong team here right now. You see some of the cappers clicking in at close to 60%, sir.
That's right. We have really good cappers on our site at TonySpeaks.com. So make sure you guys come on over, get a long-term pass from one of our hot cappers. All right, Ramon, it's always great having you show. Continue that great success. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
See you then. I better get to work right now.
Get to work on that rundown for tomorrow. Join Ramon tomorrow here on Game Day Picks with the full rundown Major League Baseball, NHL, NBA. Ramon Scott here on Game Day Picks.